Water signs, welcome to Eco Tarot. This is Kensley, the Eco Tarotist, and I'm so grateful for you to be joining me on my journey in all of this. I'm hopeful to help inspire and help you in your daily lives through maybe a different approach to tarot, using a little more ecologically based principles I think are underutilized in the tarot community, frankly. And not in a bad way, just I'm so happy maybe I can fill a niche. I would love to help guide people to a different understanding about certain natural phenomenon. And so let's go with just the Oracle from the Animal Oracle deck, and we're just going to do one oracle and then a couple cards to clarify. And again, I'm trying to be a little more efficient with my time. Man, I can go on tangents. This is what I'm realizing. It's all a learning process. I don't expect it to be perfect at the same time, all at once. And so it is just what it is. And I'm just grateful to be here, to be able to maybe have one person, consider my words. That would make me the happiest person ever. Okay, you got the tortoise. Love the tortoise. Home is where the heart is. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. And then you get sugar gliders as your underlying cleverness, adventure, leap of faith. Let's just go ahead and get 5 cards associated with the Taurus while I think about the Taurus. So, home really is where the heart is. Home to that animal. That is one lucky animal. It's got all it needs. Doesn't mean that it won't still try to maybe find shelter, but it doesn't need to, truly. It doesn't need to. Okay. Let's, honestly, I didn't even get in one shuffle, so I don't mean to not maybe give them to me again. Man, these are slippery cards. Let's just do kind of a... Well, okay, I've got to take those because those came out. And... came out flipped, so it's like you have to flip it back, actually. I'm confused about this deck. So this is, I'm excited, I'm using the new Vice Versa Tarot deck by Lunea Weatherstone. And it's awesome. I love that it shows a different perspective, but at the same time I'm like, which side do I use if it flips? Do I use the other side? Flip it back? So I'm almost like, okay, let's just gingerly, and then let the cut deal with it all. It's all on you, cut. That's right. Oh my God. And then do you flip it, or you just keep it? Hard. We're gonna flip it. We're gonna do what we got for the last group, which was 4. Oh man, some heavy stuff. These cards, I like these cards, but they're serious. Like, no room for comedy in this group. This is a sans crickets. We're hearing crickets after the joke. I already hear it. Okay, so I really feel like Tortoise Spirit is saying to you, you know, what if your house burned tomorrow down? Would you take anything from it as it's burning? I truly would take nothing. I think that's the most brave, because your home and what you do with your life and your children or your pets or your friends or your parents, the rest of your family, it's within you. It's not your possessions. It's not the house that has the crazy ass lamp fan that I'm trying to hide. It's not this house. It's within you. And material possessions, while serve a purpose in certain instances, are not your home. Let's see how that works out. Being shut out in the cold. You're all crippled. This is historically supposed to be a leper with a bell on him. Poor guy. Where's your bell? Poor Bubba. And on the inside, there's guilt. Why the fuck did I not let that guy in? But this is your card, not the other guy. Okay, so we've got rejection. We've got the Knight of Wands walking, which is the reverse. To me, the Knight of Wands coming in is all erratic and just like passionate and just like temporary and just fast, but not sustaining. Erratic. But you're seeing it from the ass end of it all. You're seeing him leave. Okay, so you're shut out because you're seeing this passionate hot guy leave your ass. He's walking away towards a lightning storm that's only gonna suck for him, so good luck with that. But that's why you're sad. You're shut out because something seemingly amazing walked away. Let's just say that. Ran away. No, rode away. Seemingly amazing. Oh, here it goes. Interesting. Okay, so we get the forward versions of the Hierophant and the Four of Pentacles. Curmudgeon energy. Oh, curmudgeon. I just feel all curmudgeon-y. Like, old dude that's just crotchety energy. Feel it. Holding on to the institutions of marriage, holding on to institutions in general, holding on to the institutions of religion, holding on to the tradition of marriage, holding on to conformity into what society feels, what you think you have to do to conform to society's rules in an institutional way. This card, man, is coming out, And I think it's interesting because, you know, in my spiritual journey, it's been very recent, but I've always denied it. I've always known it. I was a scientist. I knew about spirituality, but from a mathematical standpoint. It was from the Fibonacci sequence and the, you know, golden rule and the divine proportions, and that the proportions, the way things look and why they look the way they are, it's not just the spiral that is amazing. It's like how things to the eye make sense. And I knew all of that connected us all a long time ago, 20 years ago. And I kind of, I knew I wasn't very religious. I always said I was more spiritual, but I didn't really get into all of it. And I was like, oh, I'm spiritual, sure. But I was a scientist, so I felt compelled not to believe Christianity because it didn't make technical sense. It's not it. It's interesting. It's, sure, I just think you have to look at it at a basic level. There's too many rules associated with 3D spirituality and religion. It's so much simpler than that. There's so much less, you know, there's too many rules, which equals too many people breaking rules, which equals too many people having shame about breaking those rules. You know, and guilt is one thing. Guilt is healthy. Guilt is healthy in society. It allows people to, you know, understand what they've done and do better next time. Shame? No, that's unhealthy. That is some unhealthy shit. It's not I've done something bad. That is guilt. It is, I am bad. It's not, I've done something bad and I'm going to correct it, because knowing that inherently me, I am a good person. It is, I am bad. I am a shitty person for doing that. No, you're a normal human being. You've done a shitty act. How about let's just try not to do that again? Whew! Whew! Oh, I'm not saying romantic. I'm saying you're feeling shut out from the world, from something that has run away from you. And it has to do with tradition, it has to do with conformity, it has to do with, and your whole, you know, it's the belief of holding on to that, which is familiar. And then we have the devil in backwards and the Six of Swords backwards. And not in backwards, it's just the devil backwards and the Six of Swords backwards. Wow. Okay, so the devil forwards is pretty traditional. You know, you've got the devil, which it seems really scary, and I think that's a lot of reasons why people are scared of tarot, because they're like, you're the devil. Oh my god, it's kind of like weird. I'm just not into it. No, the devil is inside us all, you guys. It's not the devil. It's just, it's the symbol of what's inside us all, which is our worldly issues. Shopping too much. Really? You want to be scared of that? Like, let's, okay, well, because I'm calling you out on it, maybe because you're scared. That's not why you're scared, because I'm calling you out on your shopping issues. or too much drinking wine. Maybe. Devil. No, I'm just kidding. No. This is understanding and coming to terms with the reality of a lot of things that it's okay to do. Like, don't be afraid of confronting that stuff. And then, so I'm looking at the ass end of the devil. I'm looking at the devil's ass right here, right now, in your spread. And you know what I see? He's trying really hard to scare you. And it's just a dude with some bat wings and a goat with his ass hanging out at the end. And yeah, okay, so, but I see this, it's all covered in water underneath. And there's a lily growing. There's a lily thriving and surviving. Where's that water? I don't know. I cannot tell. But if not, it's still a lily. And I take that burning book as fuck conformity. No disrespect, you guys. I love my entire family and they're very religious. And they think I'm weird as shit. No, I'm just kidding. They don't. They actually, we have wonderful conversations, and it's wonderful to have an open-hearted conversation about the differences of, you know, religion versus spirituality, and why both are wonderful, and both, you know, have, you know, we have a long way to go for a lot of things. But what I see this as is that it's not so scary when you look at it from behind. When you're looking at it from the front, it's like, what the fuck? Look at it from behind, you're like, oh my God, you're still just a dude. I'm just gonna push you over. Busy trying to keep people in chains. When it's really not up to him, it's up to you. It's up to you to understand that home is not your material goods. It's where your heart is. It's within yourself. It's within your family and the people who you love, and that is it. And maybe that is what this is. It's realizing that it's not who you really are. It's realizing that the material things that bind you to the devil are not who you are. It's not, it's just a goat ass. You realize that and you're walking the fuck away. Rowed, you know, in a boat, floating away. Sure, okay. So now you see this is floating away in a boat, being protected by swords. 6 of Swords. And in this image, they're still being protected, but they're still in moonlight. And they weren't in a cave before, and they are here, and it's, oh. You can't tell that they were in a cave. See, oh, this is good to really compare, the vice versa. You can't tell that they're walking, they're floating out of this cave. But now it's revealed in this card that you can tell that what they came out of was something huge and scary and great, and and not, no joke. And it's that perspective, because this just shows it just going. Could be a ferry ride, whatever. You don't know the context. You don't know that if they're, you know, just going for a nighttime stroll around the lake. And this gives you perspective that it's a bunch of really scary shit that you just came out of a big old ass cave. And that's that. Huh. Oh wow. That is that. You're coming out of the realization of all of the shit that is materialistic. It's like I'm channeling something. I don't know. I'm almost overwhelmed. And so you have the Three of Hearts, but and they're backwards. So you see what would be typically the Three of Hearts, 3 swords cut into a heart, and you realize that it's a sword. It's into his shield, and then you realize the perspective behind it. That he survived it. Look at that. He survived it. He survived the... I can't know if you can see it. Like an A. He survived that battle. And the heartbreak is his own. What is this? I don't know what the fuck this is. Fucking hell. I would probably try to delete this, but I'm like, oh, weird. Oh, that's death. Okay, what? I guess I didn't tell you guys these cards before, but I think they're they're overwhelming for me. I don't know. So this is death, and you don't really see death portrayed that way on the and that's the forward side, and you know that's I guess the typical, and not even that, you usually see death killing the old horrible emperor and freeing the rest of the people from it. And so let's read about this. Here we look at the scene from Death's... Ooh, okay, here we go. Here we look at the scene from Death's perspective and assess it as such. The 2 kneeling men are revealed to be a court alchemist and a wealthy merchant. The court alchemist's ultimate aim is to master the art of transformation, to turn lead into gold and mortality into immortality. The merchant's goal is to increase and protect his earthly riches. Now, in the presence of death, they offer tokens that speak of the other side of their natures. The alchemist holds a lily, symbolizing a symbol of purity, and the merchant holds a lotus, the symbol of spiritual awakening. The coming of death makes them reconsider the priorities in their lives. They may do better in the future if death passes them by for now. When you get this side of the reading, death comes for us all. Regardless of wealth or social station, it's the same for the death of parts of our lives that no longer serve a purpose. When the time comes, the reaper must reap. The card says that you've been given a chance to prove yourself and that the outcome will be positive. The alchemist's expression is hopeful and the merchant is blissfully serene. Respond with grace to the inevitability of change. Fuck. Okay, all right, water signs. Did I even say that this is for a water sign? This is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Y'all got the most incredible reading that brought me to fucking tears. And you understand, I hope you understand what all of this means. To triumph over the heartbreak over yourself and to change the perspective of who you are. Eckhart Tolle said something like the point, or it's either the point of life or the meaning of life is to die before you die. And man, that really stuck with me. To reinvent yourself, to stop focusing so much on the material world and focus on, and stop focusing on the material have-tos and the 3D shoulds, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and understand that God lies within. All right, bye water signs. Thanks for listening. Hope I didn't bog you down with all my tears.